Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Marianne Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome to another Quantum Conversation. We are excited to be here today as we're talking about allowing expansion. My guest today says it's time to step out of the box and into your deeper destiny. Marianne McGuire is here with us, and she is someone who knows exactly where she came from and what she's here to do, and she's going to share those tactics and strategies with us. Marianne, thank you for being here. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Lauren. I really appreciate you. I'm delighted to be here, and I really am delighted to connect with your beautiful audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you for connecting with our audience as well. We really look forward to hearing about how we can allow expansion. And so as we get started, let's hear about you. Marianne, what was your awakening like, and how did that lead you to today's work?
So I suppose I can start from the very beginning, which is that I never fully forgot where I came from before I came into the physical. So that veil of forgetfulness that comes over us as souls coming into the human experience, I still can't remember fully, but I came in remembering some. And this is a blessing, really. It's a profound privilege. I must admit it is sometimes kind of difficult because I get homesick. I get homesick sometimes. But as well as that, I had a profound spiritual experience when I was a small child of about 6 years of age, and I was shown certain universal truths. I was in my childhood home in the kitchen on my own, and it was like a knowing appeared above me, and it was everywhere, and it was within me. And what I call now oneness codes, I didn't have the word for them then, but what I call oneness codes now came to me, and they just flowed through my being. And I wouldn't have been able to articulate them age 6. It was only later that they were clothed in words, and I was able to, and I didn't speak about it to anyone for years and years. And then I mentioned it to my husband because I kind of thought everybody went through this. It was very familiar to me. It wasn't out of the norm at all. So I didn't talk about it because I didn't come from that. I was raised in Ireland and kind of a conventional, very strict background. So I didn't really have anybody to talk to anyway, even if I wanted to. It wasn't exactly, this fabulous, open, spiritual kind of household. But the experience was far beyond words or linear concepts. And it's more real than anything I could experience here. Like when you come across something like that, it's just more real in a way that's very hard to explain. It's like living in the 3D isn't as real. And that was indeed one of the codes that came to me. It was that this 3D realm where we live, our everyday reality, was a projection coming from spirit. So it's a dream, so to speak. It's not real, and I say that with respect. But it's coming from what is real, which is oneness, which is love, which is spirit, and it's a projection. And there are many, many layers to the projection. So similar experiences happened to me throughout my life. And I kept with me this beautiful knowledge of knowing that this is only the tiniest part that we're experiencing of what is true. Like what we're experiencing here is the tiniest part of what is true. And there exists something so far beyond this physical plane. And it's so magnificent and so ineffably beautiful, even more beautiful than our idea of heaven. And it lives within us, and it lives all around us, and we're not aware of it. We don't notice it because nobody tells us, and we're conditioned, and the words spoken over us when we're younger, and it's all part of the grand design, but it's painful as well, and we forget. And I'm here to remind people, not to add any more information, but to remind people of their beauty and their magnificence, and that they can tap into this divine realm, because it's who they really are. It's what we really are. We're not this conditioning. We're not the mind. We're not the body. We're not our accomplishments. We're not the roles that we play. I mean, these all have a role, but that's not who we are. Like, we're utterly magnificent. So I knew oneness. It wasn't a concept for me, you know, growing up. But at the same time, in contrast to that gorgeous, divine, beautiful experience, I was squashed throughout my childhood. You know, a very dominant father, and it was a difficult childhood. So when I was 18, I longed to know my purpose and to reconnect whenever I wanted to with what I had known when I was a child, because I knew problems didn't exist there. And I was like longing for it. So I spent the following 20 years searching and experimenting, you know, looking for the answer. And one day I felt as if something was rising within me, and I stopped, and I knew it was significant. And I asked my guides the question, after all these years, after everything I've been through, after all the searching and experimenting, all of it, what is the most important thing we can do to find what we are looking for, to find happiness? And out of the sea of awareness came, let go of struggle and know who you really are. And the way I was to use my childhood experience to help people was born. And I received all the information that I had to embody first, and later on turned into the 3 stages of awareness program, which is a special offer today. But I couldn't possibly, I didn't, you know, at the time I didn't know that. And I received this information like in a block of information. And then it took me 3 months. I literally had this big wall, and I wrote it all down, and it was like pieces of a jigsaw, and it was miraculous the way I was just drawn. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. Everything fell together beautifully and perfectly. And I embodied that, what I was given first, before I shared it with anyone. And I came out of the fog of the mind and into the clarity of the heart. And I stepped out of the box that I'd been put in when I was a child and into my true power. And of course, when I say power, I'm talking about love, not ego power. And this is my desire for you. And now I help people to find their purpose and to tap into this and to live the juicy, creative, fulfilled life that they were born to live. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of my background, just so that people can know why listen to me.
It's so beautiful that you had that connection as a child. And 6 years old, there's something really special and magical about that age, that innocence. There's an awareness there, and you're coming into who you are before we're too programmed by society, by our parents, teachers, religion. And so really beautiful. So we're going to talk more about those 3 stages of awareness. What was that like for you to step out of the box? You know, did you turn this awareness off because of your childhood upbringing, like and the difficult childhood that you had? Or was it always, was it like a piece? Yeah.
Yeah, it was always in the background, Lauren. It was always in the background.
Helping you cope?
Yeah. Oh God, yes. I'm so grateful. I mean, I can't even. I'm so profoundly grateful. Like, I literally, it's been with me all my life, and I still, you know, I still get emotional. Because it's real. Like it kind of gets to me, the way people think. Not gets me, but you know what I mean. People think it's a concept. It's not a concept. It's real, you know. It's so, God, it's so exciting. But yeah, I tell you, it's funny you should say that, because now that I come to think of it, I did. What happened was when I got older, I was highly perceptive. Now, I was born highly perceptive. So I have a gift where I can see people for who they really are, beyond the conditioning, and I can see their magnificence. So that was quite overwhelming for me when I was, and I had nobody to talk to about this. Like, this was not I thought everybody could do this, but I found out later, no, not so much. That was so overwhelming for me sometimes. It was almost like a secret I'd keep between my soul and another's soul, because they wouldn't understand it. They wouldn't understand their own beauty. And a lot of people argue for their limitations. So I didn't go around saying anything, but I could sense it, or I just was able to sense somebody's truth, who they really were. But I remember when I had children, I did unconsciously try kind of turn that off a bit, because I was giving so much to my children. Like, I couldn't really go into a shop, or, you know, the cashier is there and I'm like knowing about her childhood. It's never now I would never ever. Sometimes you just receive information. I can't help it because I'm perceptive, but I never look without permission. Somebody would always have to say, please, can you help me with this? I would never. You know, it was none of my business, but like, it was quite overwhelming. I did turn it off when I had children. And then when my children were just, you know, a bit older, not babies anymore, I decided well, I didn't decide, I knew. My intuition told me, my guides told me, now is that time. And like, now really is the time. Like, now really is the time. And it was time for me to open up this gift and to share it with people, because there's an awakening happening. I mean, obviously, I know you know this. This is why you're here doing your amazing work. I mean, what you're doing is incredible for people, and you're such a key part of the awakening. And so I opened it up then when I knew, I was like, I can feel this quickening. There's this like global awakening, and that it's very real. And I didn't realize that unconsciously I'd been longing for it all of my life, because it's kind of isolating. Yeah. It's isolating when you're like us, and I imagine your audience, your beautiful audience, feels so open. When you know, when you're with kind of, dare I say it, normal people, so to speak. Don't mean any judgment or anything. But you know what I mean? Talking about spirit and everything, it's not. You know, it isn't the norm, but it's coming to be the norm now, and it's just wonderful. And so I'm just kind of tickled pink to be able to share with people that, you know, we don't have to escape anymore. We can play this game. That's what I learned. That's what I came in here knowing. It's a game. Like, when I was younger, because I had a dominant father and there's a lot of narcissism, I remember, and I'm talking under 3 years of age, I suspended my power to play the game, albeit a heavy one. So I came in here knowing it is a type of game, and I say that with respect, because I know it can be really, really hard sometimes. But if you think about it, some people might think, well, is it predestined? What's my destiny? And what Spirit told me was that your destiny is your soul's choice. Your destiny is your higher self's choice. So it's not like you're blowing in the wind, you know, la, la, la. Like, there is a sense of probability here in what's going on in this game that we're playing. But also your higher self, which is about, I hate to be unromantic and put numbers on it, but it's like about 98% of you here. Only 2% of you or so is here. You're not, it's like you went to sleep in heaven and you're going to wake up in heaven. Like, you never left. You're not separate. People think there's just oneness, there's beauty, there's expansion. You never left. So just by the way, if anybody's like heartbroken or in grief, there is no separation. Like, there's a part of you, there's this innocence, this exquisite beauty that has never been touched by pain, nor will it ever be touched by pain. So please, if you're going through anything, or you're going through grief, or you think somebody took something from you, it's not possible. You're an infinite being, you're eternal, you're magnificent, and you only, part of you, so to speak, just came here for a small amount of time to play this game. Like, and I really do say that with respect. So please don't, you are so beyond the beyonds. You cannot be touched on one level. I really felt the need to say that. so yeah, it's just, I find it really exciting, Lauren. I just find it, the whole thing exciting.
That is great. And we can feel your enthusiasm. And so I'm sensing there's our audience that says, I want what she has. You know, we want to be able to connect like that and to remember that. Because when we do go through these struggles and we do feel alone, or we compare ourselves to others, we suffer. And so if we were simply to remember that vastness of who we are and the beauty of who we are, what is keeping us from remembering?
Well, for a start, just to say, oh God, I know it's going to annoy people, probably, but as I said, on a higher level, we did choose it. And I know a lot of your audience understand that. I hate saying that, you know, because it's like, what are you talking about? How could I choose this?
Yes.
In a word, conditioning, Lauren.
Yeah.
So say, for example, if you wanted to learn self-love or unconditional love, you would come here and experience betrayal.
Yes. The
Betrayal.
opposite.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I know all about betrayal.
We signed up to forget. We signed up to forget the beauty of love, only so we could return to love.
It's like, yeah.
No, and I remember raising my hand high and tall, saying, yes, yes, I can do that. It's so easy, so simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's simple, but not so easy at times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we all did that. We're all so, anybody listening to this, anyone on the planet, so brave, so brave. And we're all like, oh, yeah, great. And then you get down here, it's like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Like, are you kidding me with this? Because it's like being squashed into this tiny, this little body, and you're so vast. And then you're in this tiny body, and it's just like, oh God. But, you know, oh God, I mean, I really do. It is difficult. But I mean, of course, that's why we dream at night. But I suppose my point is, I didn't want to be here, and I used to want to escape. So I think the point is, I would suggest, if I may, maybe think about not trying to escape anymore and instead like playing the game, because the whole point is that we're happy in our body on planet Earth and we're grounded here. But that's so difficult when you're in pain, or when you've been treated badly, or if you went through a neglectful childhood or whatever it is, you know. So it's very important to, and you'll know it in your heart and in your gut, you know, your intuition will tell you, face what's arising for you, the energy that's arising for you. And I know it takes courage, but one of the things that came through, it's called a becoming aware listening practice. It's in my book. It's in the special offer that you have, Lauren. But it's when you stop and have the courage, because otherwise we just spin our wheels. And it's like, I'm not going to look at that. I really don't want to look at that, because I might fall into the abyss if I look at that uncomfortable thing. Like, whatever the pain is, you know, it can be just so overwhelming sometimes. So I remember that when I was younger, I was convinced that I would fall into an abyss if I couldn't even look at a picture of myself from childhood. I just couldn't look. I couldn't even look at it. And there were very few. There were only about 2 or something. And I just couldn't look. Didn't want to face it, you know, la la la. And then after I had my when I asked that question and I received this information from spirit, you know, the basis for the 3 stages of awareness, I had to look. The listening practice was born, and I had the courage, and it changed my life. And it's really about just stopping, softening, relaxing. And it's all about soften and surrender. Soften and surrender. There's this divine surrender that happens when you just stop and you exhale and you step into that more feminine, because most of us are in masculine mode. And by the way, I adore the masculine. I adore the masculine. I couldn't live like without my masculine, you know, I love it. But a lot of us are too much imbalanced in the masculine. You have to kind of, women and men, by the way, it's not exclusive. And when you balance that, and when you balance duality, that was one of my codes as well, going beyond duality, and you bring them together and into neutrality and go forward beyond into oneness, into who you really are, everything changes. And it's really the most simple thing of just stopping, putting your hand on your heart, having the courage to allow, going somewhere private and having the courage to allow whatever energy is arising up and out, because it's ready to come up and out. Like it wants to. We're the ones keeping it down like a beach ball, all this effort and the resistance like a beach ball in the water, and then you just relax, it just pops up and out, gone. But it's the resistance versus the allowance. So it's like the distortion versus the truth. So the distortion of the conditioning versus the truth of oneness of who you really are. It's like the resistance or that feeling of swimming against the tide of life that's so uncomfortable. Oh my God, that resistance versus allowance. And because when you allow, you make space and you can hear the guidance of your intuition. You can hear your higher self, that, you know, 98%, so to speak. You can hear your guides speak to you, and life becomes so much easier. So you can literally just soften and surrender, allow the energy up and out, and say to yourself, and it's so very, very simple, and please try it the next time something comes up. When that energy comes up, in fact, will we close our eyes and do a little bit something now, Lauren? Would that be okay? So if you're not driving, just to explain this to you so that it can go deeper into your subconscious, if you could close your eyes, if it is safe to do so. So please don't do this if you're driving. And take a lovely, relaxed, comfortable, deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. A nice straight spine if you can. Just allow, just for now. Let's put the story aside of everything that's happened in your past. Everything. You can pick it up later if you want. But just for a couple of minutes, let's just put it aside. And let's just become present. Let's step into the now. And remember, when you're present, that's beautiful. That's the portal to magic and power. But remember this, you're not just becoming present. You are presence itself. You are the magic. You can let go of longing and striving and realize that you take belonging with you wherever you go. It's intrinsic. You were born with it. You belong now. So you just allow beautiful golden energy to flow over you and through you. Golden mellifluous energy flowing over you like honey. And it's taking away any stress, any tension. And it's so beautiful. It's almost magnetic. It's just drawing anything out that no longer serves you. And it's going down, 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 down your neck and your trunk and your arms. And down your legs. Down, down, out your feet into Mother Earth for her cleansing. And we're so grateful. So grateful. And it just takes away anything you no longer need, anything that doesn't serve you. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry anymore. Worry promises safe refuge, but it's a lie. It's all part of the conditioning. It's really a useless emotion. You're strong enough. You're bigger than any problem you could ever have. You don't need worry. You don't need stress. Stress and mind chatter, they block your intuition. You don't want that anymore, I imagine. You want to Open yourself up to receive who you really are, that part of you, that vast part of you in what people call heaven. So beautiful, so profoundly expansive. That's what you are. Even if you're going through something tough, even if you're feeling sad, lonely, anxious, who you really are is in joy and has utter and absolute compassion for everything you're going through and sees you as just the most courageous being. And you're totally enveloped and you're totally loved and you're totally supported by Source, by divine love. You're loved more than you could ever imagine with your intellectual mind, and just allow yourself to absorb this sparkling, scintillating light into your body, into your pores, into your energy field. Your biofield is being cleansed. You don't have to do anything. It's just happening. This beautiful, beautiful divine energy is yours. You don't have to do anything for it. It's your birthright. And when you feel comfortable, you can bring to mind, bring to your heart, anything that you're going through right now. How do you feel right now? Is there some kind of energy that's arising for you? And I would ask you to just soften. There's nothing to do. Soften, relax completely in your body, in your mind, in your soul. Surrender. Surrender is the bravest thing you can do. In no way are you giving up. You're simply surrendering your ego's attachment. And you're stepping more into the fullness of who you really are. And just allow this energy up, whatever it is, worry, anxiety, sadness, anger, pain. Or it could be joy. Whatever's coming up, maybe something you repressed from long ago, a memory could arise. Just allow it. There's nothing to do. And the main part of the Becoming Aware listening practice, it has 4 parts, but like the main part, after you soften to listen, is to maybe put your hand on your heart and you say to that part of you that's feeling this, you say, I allow this to be here. I allow this sadness to be here. I allow this discomfort to be here. Whatever it is, say to yourself now, I allow this to be here. And tell that part of yourself how much you love it. And just allow this to arise within you. It's going to fall away automatically and be either integrated or released. And I'd love to share something with you. When you've breathed that out, when you've released it, and it'll go automatically, it wants to go, there's nothing to do. And you've loved that part of you that felt this way. This is why when you don't resist something, you're allowing it to leave. This is why resistance causes so much pain. Allow expansion. Allow to leave. And what I want to share with you, bring something to mind. Some part of you something about yourself that annoys you. You know that part of yourself, it could be a part of yourself that doesn't let you think, succeed, gets in the way, holds you back. And it's really annoying you and you don't like this part of yourself. Bring that to mind for a moment. Some part of yourself that annoys you, you don't like. And just open a dialogue and ask this part of you, why do you do that? It's so annoying. I don't like it. It gets in the way. You've been doing this for years. Why are you doing this? And just stop and listen. And some energy might arise. I'm doing it to protect you. Remember last time this happened? I don't want that to happen again. So I'm doing it to protect you. And you can realize, oh my God, all these years, I've been in judgment of myself. And it was just a part of me that was trying to protect me all along. It's like, oh my God, I'm so grateful. Thank you. So deeply appreciative. You were trying to protect me all along. And now you can shift from being annoyed or in judgment of this part of yourself, your ego that everybody bashes. And you can see it's just a part of yourself trying to survive, trying to keep you safe. And you can be so grateful. And you can let go. Allow this part of you to finally exhale and expand and breathe itself. And you can show it some love or just be neutral around it. And it can soften and it can integrate into your being. So it's available. You've got more energy available now. It isn't like a standing wave frozen in your biofield anymore. It's running freely in your body, in your biofield. You now have more energy available for you to live your everyday life. How wonderful, how amazing. So anytime something comes up for you from now on, just remember, put your hand on your heart and allow it. Go somewhere private, because very often tears might come. When you finally allow this part of you to be seen and heard and no longer scolded or resisted or push it down, finally it's able to be seen and heard. And you can just breathe it out. It wants to leave anyway. It's very easy. You did this as a child. There's no 38 steps to this. It's natural for you. It's just that the conditioning covers it over. We think we have to strive and seek. You don't. You can exhale. You can soften. You can relax. You are held. You're held by divine love. You always have been. You always will be. Fundamentally, all is well. You realize you can now start to lean much more on the vaster part of you. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to do this alone anymore. You're not alone. You've never been alone. You're never going to be alone. You are loved completely and profoundly. Who you are is divine love. There is no separation. So with love and gratitude in your heart, let everything go. You can carry this beautiful golden energy with you for the rest of the day. For as long as you want, it's there. All you have to do is invite it to support you. You are so powerful. Hand it over, whatever your worries are, hand it over to the divine. Divine love is waiting, but it needs your invitation because you are sovereign. So ask for help. Love is always waiting to surround you, envelop you in glorious, comforting energy, to cleanse you and buoy you up, and strengthen you, fortify you, and guide you. And feel rooted to Mother Earth and connected above to divine love at the same time, remembering you're exquisitely human and magnificently divine at the same time. And you can come back and play on this earth You are sovereign. You are loved. And when you're ready, you can start to bring your attention back into the room. And very, very gently, with love in your heart and surrounded by a big blanket of comfort, you can open your eyes when you're ready.
Thank you for that inner connection. Feeling the gold light is exquisite. And again, it's so comforting to know it's right here. It's right here. I witnessed the analogy of the ball under the water, then letting it go. And it feels really good. The presence.
Yeah.
That was really healing for all of us. Thank you.
So welcome. My absolute pleasure. My absolute pleasure.
Okay. Oh, I love that. And I hope that others took a moment to write this down. Love is always waiting. Love is always waiting to support us, to be with us. This was an embodiment, a connection to our higher self, but it feels like an embodiment as well. There's no problems. No. This is really a beautiful energy to swim in and to bathe in right now, to be present in. So let's continue with holding this and being this. And there's just a couple of things I want to ask you about this work that you assist our planet with. And again, I want to thank you for sharing with our planet, because as you said, it is so important. And 8 billion people more are waking up faster and faster. And you said you could feel the acceleration.
Yeah.
So tell us about feeling that acceleration in the collective, on the planet, and the 3 stages of awareness that one goes through.
Yeah, the 3 stages that were given to me, Lauren. So the 3 stages are becoming aware, connecting with awareness, and living from awareness. And it's very, very, very simple. Now, yes, I do a whole program on it, but that's because the mind just likes to know. The mind likes to know, like, well, just tell me, I just want to understand. And that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Now, and by the way, when I'm talking about awareness, yes, I mean awareness, noticing, being conscious. But if you think about it, consciousness is almost dualistic, because, you can be conscious or unconscious. So I mean beyond that. So I'm talking about awareness, and what came to me through spirit was that awareness is divine love. So from age, up to 7, we absorb everything without filters, and we're predominantly in a theta brainwave state. And we absorb other people's beliefs, teachers and society and parents and friends, and it limits us. Of course, we can learn from this, but it is very limiting. But we think that's who we really are. And who we really are gets covered. But we think most of all, like, we're our roles and we're our thoughts and we're our minds. No, we're not. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. And when you fully realize this, the freedom, because the way the mind chatter, that's why I do cover it in my program, the mind chatter can get so much, that it holds you captive. And it kind of, then you start to get anxious. It's really unhealthy because our poor physical minds are trying to figure everything out. That's not what it was designed for. Our physical minds are designed for organizing and measuring and all that fun stuff. Why is everybody going around headaches and tired all the time and fatigued and fibromyalgia a lot of the time? Not all the time, but a lot of the time. It's, they're putting too much pressure on their physical mind. It's supposed to be the higher mind. It's supposed to be divine love, or you call it what you will. It's ineffable anyway. Super conscious, divine love, God, whatever it is. But it's that higher mind. We're not supposed to be burdened with that. So if you could sit and contemplate with the truth, and please don't take my word for it, see if this resonates in your heart. You are the awareness behind the thoughts. You're not your thoughts. And I've been there. Oh my God, I've been there. I've felt held captive by thought. You are the awareness. So when I say awareness, yes, I'm talking about that amazing, I better be aware and, then I can change my life. Yes, amazing. But I'm also talking about awareness with a capital A, divine love, what people call God. So becoming aware, connecting with awareness, with divine love. And you do this by doing the becoming aware listening practice, or like whatever you're into, that's what I did, which is, I touched on it there in that meditation. It's covered, as I say, in the program, in the book, but that, you know what to do. That'll cover you when you allow the energy up and out. And it's because it's you're letting go of the layers of conditioning and the words spoken over you. And when you do this, then you can connect to awareness. You can connect and you can receive your intuition much more readily. And so intuition just being the guidance that you receive from the divine through your authentic self, the guidance that you need. Like, ask your mind for things like organizing and measuring. Don't ask your mind things like, what's my life purpose and how do I raise my children? And is he or she my soulmate? That's not what the mind is for. That's where awareness comes into it. And so you can connect to awareness and receive intuitive guidance. And then living from awareness, that has to do with one of the things I received during that time that I was talking about when I asked that question, what is the most important thing we can do? And I received, let go of struggle and know who you really are. Oh God, one of the things that came through was the most beautiful divine surrender. And the words fall back came to me. And everything changed. Because I was holding on with a white knuckle grip to life. Because I'd been through a lot. We've all been through a lot. I was tired. And I'd had enough. And so I let go. And everything changed and I fell back. And in that moment of falling back into myself, I surrendered. And I fell back into who I really was. I fell back into the arms of love. I fell back home. And that's what living from awareness is. When you make falling back, this divine surrender, more your default position in life, in your everyday life. So you are not captivated any longer, held by worry, anxiety, loneliness, whatever it is, sadness. Why could they do that? How could they do that? Empaths so often have encounters or family of origin, with narcissistic behavior. And I went for years kind of, just torturing myself with this question. How could they do that? I would never do that. How could they do that? And I was kind of lost in thought. And it took this divine surrender to break that. And that's when I realized, living from awareness. And I received living from awareness is our deeper destiny. That's it, like our deeper destiny. It's beingness. And when I embrace that and had the courage, even though it's so simple. Like, it's not even simple. We're not even separate from it. It's who we are. But because of our conditioning, kind of took a bit of courage to go, like, really, you're going to catch me because I felt so unsafe. My poor nervous system, my adrenals, everything. So I was like, if I jump, are you going to catch me? It was that kind of real vulnerable little child energy. And I was caught in loving arms, and you will be caught in loving arms when you do this, because it's who you really are. Ah.
The loving arms of your soul, of you.
Oneness. It's all one.
It's
all one. Well, one. Yeah, it's all one. That's what I knew when I went there. So yes, you can divide it into Archangel Michael and Metatron and, or Krishna or Jesus or Christ consciousness, but it's all one. It doesn't, like, when you're in oneness, I can remember it's oneness. I can't go too deep into it. I will start to cry. It's oneness. We're all one. It's just profound beauty. It's what you are. There is no segregation. There is no separation. It's who we are. We can live from this. This is what living from awareness is. How glorious. We don't have to live from our conditioning anymore. We can burst through it. We can love the part of ourselves that feels that way. I'm not saying ignore it. Like, when it comes up, yes, of course, be there for that child within. And then you get to parent that part of you. You're going to be the parent that scolds and berates, or you're going to be a loving parent, that energy, that conditioning, that ego, so that part of you can relax and be integrated, or that energy released. And more when you do this, more and more you're living from awareness, and your life can change. Like, I mean, Lauren, my life, I was not always this. I'm a joyful person now, but I wasn't always this way. Like, I was kind of miserable because I wasn't miserable. I always had an innate joy. Like, I was like this, but inside me, in my heart, because I didn't know what my life purpose was. And I pressured myself for years. Oh my God, when I think of it, what's my path? What's my path? What's my path? Am I on my path? Am I on my path? It was just so annoying. I was really annoying myself, actually. And I was kind of miserable. And I came from a family of origin that was very difficult. And I was very loving. Like, I wasn't received by my family, whom I love dearly. So I'd say I'm not alone. I'd say there are lots of people listening who can relate with that. And I wasn't always like this. And now I'm living a life where, I have an extraordinary relationship with my children, like, really extraordinary. I'm married to my soulmate, and I was so lonely beforehand, but meeting him didn't eradicate my loneliness. I became whole first, and he was whole when I met him. So we came together knowing each other, knowing who he knew who he was. I knew who I was. So I'm not saying, oh, well, I'll just seek outside of myself, or I'll get a soulmate and then, oh, it'll be fine. You have to kind of do this within you first. You have to develop a relationship with yourself first. You have to develop a relationship with the now, with presence first. And I know that sounds esoteric. So what? We're esoteric people. But it's very practical as well. And now, like, between that and my children, I started I built an eco-friendly house. I started a horse sanctuary here in Ireland. Just a private horse sanctuary. I've been fostering horses for years and years, and I have a sanctuary, and I look after animals, and I've rescued over 100 cats as well. I'm doing what I love. I'm living my purpose, but it wasn't always like this. It took me living the 3 stages of awareness to get this way. But it's not just, oh, well, now it's okay because I've got this amazing life. No, the journey, oh God, as difficult as it was, I can look back now and be grateful for it. So it's not like, well, I love my life now, and oh, well, that sucked back then. No, I can really look back and embrace it all, and have so much love for the woman and the girl I was, the child I was, because it got me to where I am now. And that's the same with your listeners and your, your beautiful viewers. It gets, you may look back with heartbreak, but you're the extraordinary person you are now because of your past. And please don't feel a victim of it, because you are so courageous to be here. And you have this vast, expansive soul just in, the next dimension, just loving you. So, for what, I can't think of a better word, but so proud of you. Deeper than that. It's much deeper than that. So just love all of it. Go beyond judgment, go beyond duality into oneness. Just give yourself so much love for being here and being so brave to be here. You're absolutely amazing. And you can live these 3 stages of awareness. You can become aware. You can connect to awareness every single day, and then live from awareness. And it's just glorious. I highly recommend it. The way I feel now is incomparable. And it's so needed. It's so needed. People deserve this, so to speak. We've had enough of suffering and struggle. It's time to play and have fun.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, you are inspiring all of us. And I love how those stages of awareness, if we do that and cultivate that in our life, the purpose will be revealed because it's presence. And what a recipe for success. What a recipe for life on earth. And it's so beautiful. And that is what makes you a wonderful guide for others who wish to kindle this in their life, who wish to surrender into love and to be very present and embodied. And so this is a great time to talk about ways that people can work with you. You mentioned a special offer, and we have that available for everyone. A link is right here on this webpage or wherever you're watching and listening to this video. It's in the description box. And this is wonderful because we're going to talk about this 3 stages of awareness. Thank you.
Yes, I have it up here, Lauren. I got it on my phone.
Okay.
It is an extraordinary program. I'm absolutely in love with it. Because it's what came through me from spirit. So it really is for people if they're feeling, a bit disconnected from themselves, from source, if they're feeling, maybe alone or anxious. And what I was talking about, like swimming against the tide of life, mind chatter taking over. You always seem to maybe be looking for home, but never able to find it. And you feel like there's something missing, or you're looking for your purpose, like in the way I was before, or you feel like you need to hold it all together yourself or fix it all yourself and it's all on your shoulders. And you're ready to let go of resistance. You are ready now to choose this, to let go of struggle. And you'd like help from somebody with firsthand experience who's been through it. So I know both sides of the coin. I know all about struggle. And I also know about living from the 3 stages of awareness and living a happy life and having fun. At last, this is my wish for everyone. And standing in your power and expressing who you really are. Love power, not ego power. And expressing who you are and stepping into your creativity, because I'm an artist as well. I'm an artist, an author, and I didn't even get into creativity. So juicy in a timeless realm of the eternal. I can still remember doing paintings when I was 18 and absolutely everything, the brushes I used, the way I felt, absolutely everything. And why? Because I painted that painting from a state of presence. It's eternal. Like it's literally like a realm you go into. Amazing. Magic. Anyway, don't get me started. So this program can help you to receive light guidance, and you can find your life purpose. It's deeply fulfilling. You can live the life you were born to live when you do this. And it's all about beingness as opposed to, like doing. Of course, the other is great too. I mean, relationships, purpose, well-being. It's like the whole thing. It affects everything. you realize what your deeper destiny is, and you fulfill the reason you came here. You feel the joy of becoming unstuck, and you can finally feel contentment in your life, which is huge, really. Move from doing to being, from wanting to having. To embrace your feminine energy and to learn to regain presence, to live from your most joyful, relaxed state, feeling free to stand in your power and be yourself. And with this glorious shift comes the love that you long for. So really, this program is about coming home to yourself. So I have tools in there. I won't go into them now, but I have 3 main tools. One of them is Becoming Aware Listening Practice. It's in that book. Everything is covered in this. It's such a special offer. It's a 12-week program, but you can do it at your own pace. And I'm giving away the whole thing. I wasn't going to. I was just going to do the Becoming Aware Listening Practice, but I was just following this intuitive nudge to do the whole thing, the whole 3 stages for you. I think it was your energy, Lauren, really. So let me see. I am in a unique position to help you because of everything I went through, because I didn't receive this information from books. It's firsthand information. That's why I'm in such deep gratitude of it. I came in here with it. So I really am in a unique position to help certain people who resonate. Like if this resonates with you, if it feels what I'm talking about light and expansive, then I would suggest it's for you. So what else should I say? Yeah, it's a 12-week online course. You do it in your own pace. Some people, I mean, I know some people have done it in 10 days or something. It's yours forever, lifetime access. I know some of the people I work with will do it, every 6 months or a year, or dip in, dip out, dip in, like, the way, go inside and just open it up. Digital program. Okay, this is what I need today. And that's a really fun way. It's like this support. It's like this energy that holds you, because, well, it's imbued with my energy and spirit. So it's really comforting. The whole thing, it's a really good program, even though I say so myself. Well, it came from spirit. So, what am I going to say? And you get an action sheet as well with each week. And it includes any, bonus meditations or anything like that, and a home play assignment. And each week builds upon the next until the final week, which is living from your deeper destiny. And when I go into deeper destiny and the fallback that I was talking about, it's completely divine and delicious and profound. Yeah, and that's the package. And then there's another one, which is time with me. Time with me. Yay! So you get some time with me. So is that package B, Lauren, I think. Which is, so I mean, I can hold you in a safe space of support and encouragement. You can share what's coming up for you. If there's something, you're struggling with that you'd like to change, or ask anything about, because that comes with the program. That package comes with the program. So you might have any questions about the program as well. I'll share my intuitive guidance with you, what's coming up. And I'll open up to whatever's arising within you that needs to be released or embraced. And if you want, I can do some sound healing as well, because I'm completely in love with sound. I do sound healing as well. And I can't wait. If you're resonating with this, if it feels light and expansive to you, I cannot wait to meet you. So, yay.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. The 12 weeks, if everyone did it week by week and allowed the integration time, 3 months, 90 days later, look at where your life will be. This is a profound course for change in one's life, to fall back into your own love, the love of what we are. Again, you are exuberant in your enthusiasm. And I know those who resonate with that are going to want to work with you and work with this course from spirit. How beautiful. It is very high vibrational and it's life transforming. Absolutely. So thank you for offering this and for sharing it with us and for doing your part on our planet. Again, we all deserve this, as you said. We deserve it, and it's here for us.
Thank you, Lauren. It's my absolute honor to be here with you and to be here with your beautiful audience. It really is my honor and my pleasure. Thank you for everything you do as well. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. And we're thanking all of those who watch and listen, because you too are playing your part, no matter what stage or what part of your journey you're at. We are all here doing this together. So, Marianne, as we say goodbye, I just want to give you a moment for any final thoughts to set us into our heart's joy.
Next time, if anything arises for anybody listening, I would absolutely love it if you could remember in that moment, don't let it captivate you. You are separate from it. It's not, thoughts are not who you are. It's not what you are. Put distance there and remember, you are bigger than any problem you could ever experience. Take your power back. You are exquisitely human and magnificently divine at the same time. And it's time to enjoy that. It's time to step out of the box and into your deeper destiny.
We're feeling that. We're feeling the power of that. It's so uplifting. And as you said, it's time. Beautiful. Marianne McGuire, what a beautiful guide you are. And we are so grateful for this time today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Marianne Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.